Hey guys, welcome to more live CALLOUS Invitational 4 Round 1 content. This is Elodin versus Gorgie. Letting them know they can go anytime. This is Elodin making his second CALLOUS Invitational appearance. He had a decent run last year. Gorgie on the top is making his debut. There is a lead Kuhn and a lead Zapdos respectively, and Kuhn is out of the way. Zapdos going to be Agila passing here to Celebi, who obviously was already faster than Blissey, but now is super duper faster than Blissey, and it's going to eat an Ice Beam here. We could have a mini baton pass chain here. Swords Dance pass for Gorgie, and he's not going to be afraid of the Moltres here either. Gonna get the Moltres with Ancient Power with the 4x weakness. I have no idea if that crit mattered or not. I'm going to say almost certainly it did not because of the Swords Dance boost, but Elodin right now must be beyond face-palming. He is 1 minute into his CALLOUS Invitational 4 start, and this is a blowout. There's hidden power for the kill. So what do we have here? HP fighting and ancient power. This is wild. Elodin, I think, is probably ready to jump off a cliff right now. He's 5 turns and about a minute and a half in real time into his CALLOUS Invitational 4 tournament, and Gorgie is plowing through him. This is wild. So I think, yeah, it's either HP Bug or HP Fighting and Ancient Power. This is this is Gorgie for you, and this is why he is my personal all-time favorite player to watch, because he does shit like this in tournament play, and he's the only man I know who can make it work. So here's the BP. This is +2/+2, so this is basically passing 2 Dragon Dances to something. Even if Fori booms, depending on what it is here, it could be Salamence with Intimidate, it could be Metagross. I mean, there's plenty of things here that even if it is boom, would be A-okay, and then you can't even follow up with like a Dugtrio or something, because remember, whatever it is going to have +2 speed. So Elodin, I would say, is in pretty massive trouble in a very, very short amount of time. Nevertheless, it is Gorgie taking the time here, figuring out what it is he wants to pass to. Certainly he wants to play around Explosion here, if at all possible. What else could the Fori do? I guess Zap Cannon is something he could do here, but, I mean, you don't play around that, right? I mean, very, very rare that they even have that, and I mean, even if he does have it, it would be a 50-50. I certainly wouldn't play around Zap Cannon here. It's one of those things, dude, if you have it, you got me. I would play around Explosion if at all possible, but it's hard from my end not knowing Gorgie's team. Maybe Aerodactyl is a target here that should survive an Explosion, I would think. Again, Metagross possibly. Gorgie's really thinking about it. He's taken over a minute, and he does decide on a Metagross, and Elodin, if he has Explosion, doesn't go for it. It is just Spikes. I don't know that Metagross can kill Fori here from 100%. He can maybe 2-hit KO him, but at the same time, Fori certainly can't kill Metagross either, other than maybe a boom crit. I don't even think an Earthquake crit would be good enough. Fori certainly does not invest in attack, so I think we would need an Explosion critical to maybe get it done here. Basically, without trying to call a game over on turn 5, I would say that Elodin is in quite a bit of trouble here. Gorgie with a commanding position here, and indeed that Earthquake was not even close. Even with a critical hit, that would not have been remotely close to killing. There's the Earthquake on the Fori. It's going to come down to Kuhn here. This is brutal. This is completely one-sided. There's the Earthquake. There's Reflect. So Elodin finally a little bit back in the game, but he is so unbelievably far behind at this point. Gorgie faster here with that double Dragon Dance effectively. Swords Dance and Agility respectively both passed to him from Zapdos and Celebi. I don't know what would have to happen for Elodin to win this game. He would just have to have an absolutely ideal last poke Kuhn situation. Thing would have to completely set up. And even then, I mean, he's staring down a Zapdos on the other side. Also a Celebi, but it's a non-traditional Celebi. It doesn't have Leech Seed. It doesn't have HP Grass. So the Celebi's not so much of a problem. But Zapdos definitely is, and that's to say nothing of the fact that Metagross and possibly other pokes in the back may have Explosion. Also, with Celebi being a Swords Dance passer, you would think there's something like a Gyarados or an Arrow or some other physical presence in the back. Basically, what I'm saying is that setting up the Coon for a last mon Coon sweep, I think is really, really difficult and unrealistic. I think it would take just a colossal mistake for Gorgie to not win this game. He just got off to such an unbelievable start in those first couple turns. By turn 5, he basically had already won the game, and it's going to be pretty damn difficult for Elodin to somehow come back. But we're playing it out, not conceding. There is money on the line in this tour. Might as well give it a go. He is hiding behind that Reflect Coon, trying to divert some of these hits. Gorgie fishing for an additional attack raise with Meteor Mashes. He's connected with them, but he hasn't found the raise. He can at any time, especially when the Reflect goes down, just blow up on this Coon if that's what he wants to do. If he has Explosion, which, I mean, you would think that he does, but not guaranteed, of course. But right now, he's on the fish for an attack raise plan. But like I said, at any given time, he may decide to just blow up. There's Earthquake, and there's Rest, so the Reflect is going to go down here. Metagross with an opportunity to find a crit or get some kind of BS and beat up this Coon. There's Earthquake, and there's Sleep Turn number 1. The Coon actually just looks dead anyway because Earthquake, Sleep Turn 2, Earthquake, right? Unless he's out on PP, which he does not appear to be. There's another Earthquake. Well, there's a crit. That takes any suspense out of it. Coon is down, and Blissey and X are remaining for Elodin versus all 6 pokes for Gorgie, 3 of which are unrevealed. This is one of the most one-sided games of the tour. Completely Gorgie. Could have been a 6-0, but he goes for the explosion there. And he's got a Dugtrio to immediately deal with the Jirachi. There's Earthquake, doesn't kill. Psychic Back also doesn't kill. This one is a stomp. All Gorgie, 23 turns, doesn't reveal, a third of his team, utterly rolls over Elodin in this game. Elodin's got to be wondering what just hit him. That could not have felt good. That Celebi killed 2 pokes with its very surprising but very effective set. Gorgie takes game 1 in a beatdown. Game 2 coming up next.